Hello, Maria here, and today I want to talk to you about emotional freedom technique, better known as tapping. And I've spoken to you before regarding tapping, and there's something that I used to do a lot with my girls when they were little. So feel free to use this with your children, especially now. Way back, when the girls were really little, I used to do a lot of tapping with them when they would complain about either their knee hurting because they fell down, or I have a little headache, from whatever they were little complaints. And I still do tapping to this day. And I introduce my clients to tapping if they're open to tapping, or they're open to alternative medicines or alternative techniques. I introduce them to this too. So today I want to introduce you to tapping, emotional freedom technique that was developed by Cary Graig way back in the 90s when he was working in the VA, the Veteran Association, with vets, and he used this technique with PTSD patients. And so because we are in a time that is confusing, that is anxiety ridden, that is traumatizing to some people, because there's this time we have not lived through something like this pandemic, and it's something that it's accessible to us, and it's wherever we go. We have our fingers that we can tap. We can use a little tool if you want to, but your fingertips are the best things to use because there's nerve endings at the end of your fingertips. And so when you connect your right hand to the left side of the body, remember, were you bringing one side to the left, to the other side? You want your left and right brain hemispheres to be in balance and to talk to each other, okay, to always be in communication. And once again, we want the autonomic system, we want the parasympathetic system to come into play. And this is a beautiful, very effective way to use, to bring our parasympathetic system into play with our bodies, with our hands. Remember, we're all full of energy. We're all energy. Everything is created and it's made of energy. And that's basically what we're doing here. So if you think of your feelings of anxiety and your feelings of depression as as energy, that's all they are. That's all it is. An emotion is just energy, okay? So I like to call this like psychological mindfulness tapping, mental tapping, tapping your mind. Another thing that I like to do is let's tap it in or let's tap it out. For example, you can either talk yourself into something or you can talk yourself out of something. So depending on what your goal is, it's what you're going to do. So EFT tapping is very similar to acupressure and acupuncture. Remember that the acupuncture is you're using little tiny needles going into the top layer of the skin, and acupressure, you're just pressing in, and tapping, you're just tap. Okay? So it's very similar because we're using the meridians, the energy centers of the body. Now, one of the things that I also want you to do not care if you're doing it right or you're doing it wrong. Is it this energy center, or is it this one, or is it here, or is it there? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you tap in your knee, the side of your leg, on top of your leg, on top of your head, or is it this shoulder, or is it the other shoulder? Don't worry about your whole body. Is a huge energy center. So it doesn't matter where you tap, you're going to be doing it correctly. Okay? A few weeks ago, I spoke about some like acupuncture along the center of your hand, where this is the top of your head, your eyes, your nose, where your neck, esophagus, right? And your your neck area, and then your stomach area, your lungs, and then your growing area, your pelvic is near here, your legs, right, are here. So if you just wanted to do your hand and tap your hand, you can do that, okay? You don't have to do all of the energy centers. So if you're working at a hospital, if you're a nurse and you're working at a hospital and or a doctor or a respiratory therapist, and you want to just do that while you're in the bathroom washing your hands, and you want to tap and say it with a couple of affirmations, you can do that. If you want to teach your baby, or you want to do it for your baby, because a lot of therapists will do that with a client where they'll tap, you know, depending on if you're a coach people can touch each other. I, as a clinician, as a therapist, ethically, I am not allowed to touch other people, okay? But if you're a nurse or you're a therapist, you're allowed to touch your patients. Therefore, you can do the tapping if they're having some sort of really bad anxiety at the moment. But this is just for you, that you can do with your family. You can do it with, you know, to yourself. You can do it with your children. So energy centers that are really common are right here above the eyebrow, the top of the head, the side of the eye, right here, like your temple. You do it below your eye, right here, on top of your lip. Do it below the bottom lip. Do it on your chest. You could do it on the other side of the chest and just go back and forth and just do this. You could do it here. This is the chop. Okay, do it here. You could do it here. Do it here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where on your body you decide to do. I'd rather you focus on tapping here and here if this is where you want. You want to do it? Remember, another thing too is while you're walking, you're doing acupressure, right? And you're also can tap. If you can do that. Keep it simple. Do not overcomplicate this, okay? So one of the questions that I get is, how does EFT tapping, emotional freedom technique, how long does it take before you can like sense it that it's working? I like to say that it works immediately, because once you start to tap that energy center, that flow, it begins to immediately take effect. It's also nice to go from, you know, you're this side to this side. So if you're going from left to right, you can do that. You can do this, because there's no right or wrong. It doesn't matter which fingers you use. I like to use these, but if you want to do this, you can, okay? Another thing too is that you can tap while you're on the phone talking to your loved ones, and you don't really need the affirmations. Now, adding the affirmations is kind of like an added bonus. You know, if you add the affirmations like, I am love, I am enough. Every step that I take towards my wellness is one step towards my healing, right? So you just say, I'm doing my best. This pandemic is going around all over the world. See? Cheeks. Doesn't matter. Right? So all the pandemic is going all around the world. I'm doing my best. No matter what I say, as long as I keep it positive, everything is good and everything is okay. So one thing you can also add is, today I celebrate. What are you celebrating today? So you just tap. Here I am. I'm having this conversation with you. I'm creating this video for you to help you and teach you a little something. One more technique for your toolbox. And all I'm doing is creating energetic flow, right? Now, are these affirmations that I'm saying? No, but you know what? I know for sure that these energy centers are getting a little workout, right? So now let's do it with affirmation. So if we go tap here, every moment of my day I dedicate to my creativity. I am love. I am compassionate. I am kind towards myself and others. During this pandemic, I have many, many questions that I don't have answers to, but yet I'm okay. I am safe. I am whole, right? Even though I don't know when all of this is going to end, I am doing my best every day in every way. I continue to love myself. Every day, in every way, I am proud of the human being that I am, right? Being kind to myself feels good. Being kind to others feels good. I am enough. Anything and everything that I do is enough. I am complete love. I am the spirit of love. I am the spirit of peace, right? So you do this and add these affirmations, okay? Add your own affirmations. Do this with your babies, okay? So while your babies are you're holding your baby, tap on their back, tap along the spine, tap, tap, tap. Because remember, the spine, I'm doing this as if I'm holding a baby, right? Like I have this imaginary baby here. So let's just go with it. So let's say I have this imaginary baby, right? So the head is here and I'm holding the baby. And then you're just going to tap gently down the spine, just gently down the spine. And every baby likes to have that butt patted, right? Because it feels good. It feels good to them. That shaking feels good to them. So just go through the spine, up, down, tap yourself, tap the baby. Tap your 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, tap. Have your children tap each other with beautiful compliments and beautiful affirmations, okay? That's an activity that you can do as a family and as a whole. Have the mom and dad tap each other. Mom tap one baby, or if you have a child, have the mother tap first, then the father, then the baby tap the mommy, and then the baby taps the daddy, or make it into a game, okay? So I hope you found this video helpful, and many blessings to you, and I'll see you this Friday, okay? Namaste. Many blessings to you and to your loved ones during this difficult time. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you again Friday. Thanks.